Alston Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And welcome to the 2-0 matchup in the 2025 North Dakota State A Legion Baseball Tournament featuring Devils Lake going up against Casselton. I'm Chase Miller. This is our Casselton Lumber pregame show where the 18-16 Haymakers go up against the 29-9 Devils Lake Storm. Yesterday, Devils Lake won 6-0 over the Fargo Jets. Mason Palmer was perfect. 21 up, 21 down, 11 strikeouts, no walks, no hits, and 87 pitches for Devils Lake. While for Casselton, a 5-0 win over Kindred. Lucas Christensen with the complete game win, 3 hits, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts. And in the game as well, they plated 4 runs across in the 5th inning. Carter Maggio had himself a nice performance with 3 runs driven in. That's a look at what happened yesterday. Still to come here, we know the matchups. Devils Lake will go up against Kindred, while you'll have the Haymakers going up against the Fargo Jets tomorrow. Just a matter about which game's at 3 and which game's at 5:30. Once we know that, we'll pass it along as well here on yourliveevent.com. But first, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll hear from the coaches. We'll hear from Mitch Shear. We'll also hear from Devils Lake Storm co-head coach Brent Luring. That and more is still to come here on yourliveevent.com.
Take your softball or baseball skills to the next level with personalized instruction from the professional staff at the Ball Yard. Their mission is to provide area players, young and old, the opportunity to improve their skills in a professional level facility and to provide a high level of instruction to youth players to help them achieve their goals at the Ball Yard. Come and visit the one place in the Fargo-Moorhead area where it's always summer. For more information, go online to fmballyard.com. That's fmballyard.com.
For any accounting needs you may have, Todd R. World Certified Public Accountant has you covered. From income tax planning, preparation, and consulting for individuals and businesses. Todd Wold CPA would like to wish the best to the teams competing and thank the coaches and players for their hard work and dedication throughout the season on and off the field, as anything can happen every night at the Diamond. For more information, go online to wold-cpa.com. That's wold-cpa.com.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
As we continue on our Casselton Lumber pregame show here today, this interview brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank. It's Casselton and Devils Lake. Joining us here from the Haymakers perspective is their head coach. That's Mitch Shear. Mitch, just what did you like really about yesterday's performance against Kindred, get you to 2-0 here in the state tournament that you hope to carry over against a quality opponent here in the Storm?
Lucas threw extremely well last night. He attacked the zone with fastball, off speed. He kept them off balance. Didn't give up too many hard hit balls, and we struggled the first few innings at the plate, and then finally in the 5th, got a few guys on. Then our big bats, Logan and Carter, came through with extra base hits to get us on the board, and that's all we needed with Lucas going last night.
As you get ready for Devils Lake, what's going to be a challenge against the Storm that you've seen so far this season?
The challenge is when we played them earlier in the year, they were 1 through 9, they were hitting the baseball. Didn't matter. They were finding barrels, putting the ball in play, and they were executing whatever they need to do. So we're going to have to be on point pitching and defensively tonight to keep them in check.
How about Brody Cagley? What have you liked from his performance so far? 3 of 6, and also Logan Broughton, both 3 of 6 at the plate here in this tournament, and 2 runs scored for each. What have you liked from those two?
With Brody, I've disliked him being at the bottom of the lineup. He's a nice presence there because he's not a typical 9 hitter where I've got a lot of confidence in him where he can find a way to get on base, whether he's, getting a line drive base hit or sometimes he'll beat out an infield single. And with Logan, he's just been rock solid for us in the 2-hole. He gets on base, he hits it hard, and when he's at the plate, good things are going to happen.
As you get ready for Devils Lake, what would it mean to get to 3-0 and kind of be in that driver's seat, so to speak, in this Legion tournament?
Obviously, it'd mean a big deal, if we're putting ourselves in a good position, getting a win tonight. But, it's going to be a tough one against Devils Lake, so we'll see what happens.
Hey, Mitch, thanks so much for your time and best of luck here against the Storm.
Thank you, Chase.
That again from the Casselton Haymakers perspective, Mitch Shear. We'll continue with more after this here in Casselton.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. How did your planting season go this year? Are you looking to make improvements for next year instead of breaking the bank on a whole new planter? Get the best price of the year on upgrades for your planter from Agassiz Precision Ag this summer. Get $50 back per roll per product for some of our best-selling solutions. Make the precision decision for your planter this summer. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 or visit planterdoc.com for more information.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
At Casselton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Casselton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Casselton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471.
On our Casselton Lumber pregame show here today, it's day number 3 with Devils Lake. The Storm going up against the Casselton Haymakers. Joining us here from Devils Lake again is Brent Luring, one of the co-head coaches. This interview brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank. And Brent, before we talk about Casselton, let's recap Mason's performance one more time. 21 up, 21 down, 87 pitches, never had a 3-ball count. Just what was one thing from your point of view in the dugout that was working for Mason? And have you seen something like that before here on a baseball field?
He was just able to get ahead consistently, whether it was fastball, curveball. For him, the consistency is always just being efficient and getting ahead of guys. He did that all night last night, whether it was either pitch. And when you can spin your curveball for a strike as often as he did, it really speeds up that fastball faster than it already was. So, this is year 17 between the two stops, and I've had a couple no-hitters, but that last night was pretty special.
Able to play against Casselton here in the 2-0 matchup at the State Legion Tournament. So a team that, again, another Eastern squad that you're going to face against here, Brent. So what's just something that's going to be a challenge here later today?
Yeah, I think just the key is kind of like last night. The guy we're going to go in with is a pretty good strike thrower and just getting ahead of guys and trying to dictate some counts. And, this wind pushes the ball a little. You've seen it play some issues in some other games that have kind of sparked some rallies and helped us last night and earlier today. And, just kind of keeping the ball down, and hopefully we can get a lot of ground balls and get some outs and get in the dugout.
Someone who made a really big play in the 7th inning, your right fielder with Tripke there, a guy that can, do it a little bit of everything. When he can make plays like that, or just your outfielders can make plays like that, what does that do, particularly there with Tripke?
Yeah, he's kind of like when I talk about our catcher. He's not a guy that, that ever takes the spotlight. He just kind of does the things you ask him to do and never asks for credit and shows up every day and works hard. And, when that ball went out to right field, I think there was a lot of people kind of nervous, but, he had it measured, and it made it look maybe a little tougher than it needed to be, but we'll take it any way we can get it, and that's all we can ask from him.
Final thing for me, Brent, you're going to play here tomorrow, and Casselton knows the same thing, but what's the message to this team to get one step closer, obviously, to your ultimate goal at the quality game here today?
Yeah, like we've strived all year, is just process over the result, and today's just another step in the process of our goal. And we're feeling pretty fortunate that we've been able to kind of run out the arms we've been able to run out and line them up the way we've been lining up, and we feel like we've given ourselves an opportunity to hopefully reach Monday. And if we continue to play like we've been playing defense and throwing the ball over the plate, and hopefully we can get a few key hits, it's kind of how we've been playing lately, and hopefully that's enough.
Hey, Brent, thanks so much for your time and best of luck here today.
Thank you, sir.
Again, one of the co-head coaches for the Devils Lake Storm, Brent Luring, with us. We'll continue with more after this here in Casselton.
Homegrown One Local Radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
Those interviews again brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank, sharing their heritage and their future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota. Go to dhb.bank. Chase Miller with you here today in Casselton, part of our Casselton Lumber pregame report. Let's take a look at a whip around across the state of North Dakota over in Williston. Congratulations goes out to the West Fargo Patriots, your AA state champs, as they defeated Fargo Post 400 two times. Able to win that AA state championship over Fargo Post 400. Both teams, though, making their way to the Central Plains Regional. That will be at Storion Field. So if you're still looking for some more Legion baseball coming up here next week, or now all of a sudden into this coming week after the weekend is done, make sure you check out the Central Plains Regional going on at Storion Field. At the B earlier today, Langdon over Candu 12-2-6 in an elimination contest. So Candu is eliminated. Joining them is Washburn after Renville County defeated Washburn 2-1. So Renville County, Langdon both advanced. Thompson defeated Linton Ashley Wishick 14-1 today in a winner's bracket game, as that finished in 5, and currently Lemoore and Park River. Park River leads Lemoore 1-0, bottom of the third inning. Park River out in front. Langdon will play the loser of Park River and Lemoore tomorrow at 10:30. Roughly at 12:30, it'll be Renville County and Linton Ashley Wishick. Then Thompson awaits the winner of Lemoore and Park River in the B. So 2 more elimination games tomorrow, followed by the 2-0 matchup at the B in Park River for the State Legion Tournament. That game is also on YourLiveEvent.com. And earlier today, here on Your Live Event, the Fargo Jets with a 6-4 win over the Valley City Highliners. It was a dandy. Bryson Heck, in 108 pitches for Valley City, gets the no decision. 9 1/3 innings worked in 108 pitches, 6 hits, 2 runs that were earned, 3 walk, and 4 strikeouts. While Sam Felber pitched a nice 5 innings of play for the Fargo Jets. Beckham comes in for an inning. Gebhardt gives up the blown save, but then he does pick up the win. He goes 5 innings in relief, 5 hits, 4 runs that were earned, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. The Fargo Jets had a really nice game by Tate Barnacle, as he was able to get a run scored with 2 runs driven in and a base knock as well for the Jets in their 6-4 11-inning win over Valley City. So Valley City is retired here from the State A-Legion Tournament. They finish 22-5 on the year. The Jets improved to 31-9. Then Kindred gets by the Bismarck Senators 8-2. They scored 4 runs early in that game. Kylan Swenson with the complete game win gives up 6 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. He also, at the plate, was able to drive in 2 runs as well. Stanley Belaski with the run driven in with Hess and Jeremy Knight, also with Carson Getty in the win for Kindred. So Kindred wins 8-2 and improves to 19-15 on the season. The Bismarck Senators see their season come to a close at 17-17-2. here in this contest. So what's at stake tomorrow now is we'll have 2 games scheduled for 3 o'clock and 5:30. And from there, one of these teams is going to be 3-0. The other teams will be 2-1 in the matchups. And then from there, it's just a matter of who's going to play who at what time. So we know the matchups. Kindred will go up against Devils Lake since they have yet to play each other in the tournament. And the same thing for Casselton. They will go up against the Fargo Jets since they haven't played in the tournament. It's just a matter of who's going to play at 3 o'clock and who's going to play at 5:30. But regardless, if you want to see 2 quality baseball games coming out to the Ball Diamond tomorrow starting at 3 o'clock, then the championship game Monday starting at noon, and if needed, the second championship game following that at 2 o'clock as well. That again is our Casselton Lumber pregame show. Find the quality lumber and materials you need to get the job done, from siding to plywood, windows, and more with Casselton Lumber. Call 701-347-4471 for a rendering of your next project at Casselton Lumber. As we take a look at our current weather conditions here today in Casselton, overcast skies, 74 degrees, and as always, we'll have a 3-camera setup for you here on yourliveevent.com. It's now time for our starting lineups, brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. Live the sweet life with great careers, quality products, grower owned. Go to crystalsugar.com. For the Casselton Haymakers in their black uniforms here today in this one, here's how they've fared so far at the plate, batting .283 as a team in 2 contests, 15 of 53. 9 runs scored, 7 runs driven in, 3 walks, and 9 strikeouts. Well, so far, their pitching staff, 14 innings of work, 9 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 5 walks, and 12 strikeouts on the mound here for Casselton. They will go like this. Jack Everson going to be the starting shortstop here for the Haymakers. Following that will be Logan Broughton, the second batter in the lineup, the left fielder. Carter Maggio will be playing third, batting third, followed by Ryan Osmondstad, the right fielder, batting cleanup. Keegan Peterson, the pitcher, batting fifth, with Grayson Lewis, the catcher, batting sixth. Bryce Mueller, the first baseman, batting seventh. Aiden Thummel, the DH, batting eighth. And Brody Kegley, batting ninth, the second baseman, with Lucas Christensen here in center field this evening for the Haymakers. Everson, Broughton, Maggio, Osmondstad, Peterson, Lewis, Mueller, Thummer, Kegley, and Christensen. Mitch Shear, the head coach here for the Haymakers, alongside with Nick Holm and Travis Jones are the assistants. We go from there to Devils Lake and their starting 9, brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. The Devils Lake Storm will be out in their white attire here today with the red numerals and lettering outlined in black. While for the Haymakers, they will be in their black tops. Casselton across the front here with the, Haymakers across the front here with Casselton here today. And then you're going to have the white numerals and lettering outlined in red. For Devils Lake, they'll go like this. Max Palmer, the second baseman, batting leadoff. Faustin Olson, the center fielder, batting second. Mason Palmer, the shortstop, he'll be batting third. Trayson Beck, the catcher, in the cleanup spot. Brody Rainsbury, the left fielder, is batting fifth. Hunter Remick, the first baseman, batting sixth, with Will Heilman, the DH, batting seventh. Ben Brodina, the third baseman, batting eighth, with Trayden Tripke, the right fielder, batting ninth. And Ben Larson will be on the mound here today for the Storm. Palmer, Olson, Palmer, that's Max and Mason. Beck with Rainsbury, Remick, Heilman, Brodina, and Tripke. Here for the Devils Lake Storm, co-head coaches of Jeff Carpenter, Brent Luring, and Skip Nygaard here, student manager of James Mickelson. That is our starting lineups here today, brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. Live the sweet life with great careers, quality products, grower owned. Go to crystalsugar.com and crystalsugar.com. This game will get underway just after the 6 o'clock hour, not too shabby after our first game was scheduled for 7 innings. That went 11. Again, with Valley City and the Fargo Jets. So starting around 5:30 was the scheduled time, be a little bit later on. But overall, can't complain for a nice night at the ballpark here on a Saturday. Our umpiring crew of Casey Kowalski. You also have Nate Nowak and Jeff Hammond. And we'll have a 4-man umpiring crew joining them as well. So we'll have a 4-man umpiring crew here in this contest. That does it for our starting lineups, and that does it for our Casselton Lumber pregame report. For more information, get in contact with Ross and the crew at Casselton Lumber at 701-347-4471. That again is 701-347-4471. The two matchups for tomorrow, as we have the starting first pitch here and the ceremonial first pitch. One more time, here's what happened earlier today on yourliveevent.com. The Jets and Valley City, the Jets won in 11 by 2, 6-4. And then Kindred defeated the Bismarck Senators 8-2. So the two teams from the West that were still left standing are officially eliminated. It'll be all Eastern teams going forward here in Casselton for the remainder of our games here at Valley Process Technologies Field here in Casselton. So tomorrow games at 3 and 5:30, then on Monday at noon, and if needed at 2 o'clock after that as well. That does it for our pregame show, brought to you in part by Casselton Lumber. Call 701-347-4471 for a rendering of your next project or materials. Whether it's big or small, they can take it care of here as well at Casselton Lumber. Again, find the quality lumber and materials you need to get the job done, whether it's siding, plywood, windows, and more at Casselton Lumber. We're back with the opening pitch after this here in Casselton in a matchup of two teams that are 2-0 here at the State 8 Legion Tournament.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered, servicing the Fargo-Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
Keep your job site stocked with reliable service from Prairie Supply Inc., the contractor's headquarters. Our team specializes in everything concrete. That means hand tools and equipment, rebar of all shapes and sizes, concrete forming packages and ICFs, decorative concrete materials like color, stain, sealers, and coatings. And let's not forget our impressive fleet of winter construction equipment to keep the concrete flowing all year round. If you've got concrete questions, we've got concrete answers at Prairie Supply Inc., the contractor's headquarters.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com, local voices from local radio.
Take your softball or baseball skills to the next level with personalized instruction from the professional staff at the Ball Yard. Their mission is to provide area players, young and old, the opportunity to improve their skills in a professional level facility and to provide a high level of instruction to youth players to help them achieve their goals at the Ball Yard. Come and visit the one place in the Fargo-Moorhead area where it's always summer. For more information, go online to fmballyard.com. That's fmballyard.com.
As we get you ready here on yourliveevent.com for this contest, you win, you're really in the driver's seat moving forward. You lose, you could still come back, obviously, and might play each other one more time in the championship. But if you win, you know no matter what, you're probably going to be playing in the championship, but just how the bracket turns up. Well, if you lose this one, you need to win to get to the championship upcoming on Monday. Just a note for games 12 and 13 again with the pairings. They will not match up on previous opponents against each other, so we still kind of have that cross bracket unless it's absolutely necessary. And then as well, if there is 3 teams remaining after game 13, meaning one team is undefeated, and you still maybe got two teams that have one loss. The winner of the Game 11, which would be this one, automatically draws the bye into Game 14 if that's the case as well. So we'll see what happens throughout the course of the tournament, but we know this, 2 more games tomorrow, 1 game if needed, 2 then on Monday as well. Coverage tomorrow begins at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Everson, Broughton, and Maggio here for Casselton as we're getting you ready just under the 6 o'clock hour. Final in Cleveland today, the Guardians defeat the Twins 5-4. So Cleveland upends the Twins here 5-4 earlier today. As for Everson, he will come up to the plate for the Haymakers wearing those black uniform attires. As Everson 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored, a run driven in, and 1 walk here. Going up against Ben Larson. Larson on the mound, Beck behind the plate. Brodina at third base, Mason and Max Palmer at short and second respectively. Max at second with Remick standing at first. Righty-righty matchup as we get you ready here for this one. Opening pitch at 6:03. Tripke in right field, Olson in center, and Rainsbury, he stands in left. The pitch, as this one will miss for a ball. It's going to be 1 ball and 1 strike on the way. As we'll see the 1-1 offering. That'll be called a strike. It's 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way. That'll miss for a ball. It's now 2-2. And we'll have 4 umpires here in this one. So our center field cam a little bit constructed there with the 4th umpire now playing at second base in his particular role, as this is going to be a ground ball to the third baseman. Brodina fires across, backhanded there by Remick in time for the out. 5-3 on the putout, and there's 1 down. So Everson is retired as it brings up Logan Broughton. Taking a look at Broughton, 3 for 6 with 2 runs scored, a run driven in, and also 1 strikeout here in this tournament so far here for the Haymakers. As Larson sees this one hit right back to him. Larson will take it. 1-3 on the putout, and Broughton is retired as there's 2 away. Now it goes to Carter Maggio. Maggio so far here in this tournament, 3 runs driven in, 2 of 7 with a run scored and a strikeout here for Carter. As 325 feet down the left field line, 350 to about straightaway center, and just over 300 down the field in right. No balls and a strike on the way here to Carter. Here's the 0-1 pitch. This will be foul back. It's now 0-2. Then Ryan Osmondstad due up next if Carter Maggio can get aboard. Ben Larson working early here. Everson, Broughton, and Maggio. Here's the 0-2. That'll work inside. It's 1-0 for Devils Lake to get to this point. A 12-0 win in 5 over the Senators and a 6-0 win over Fargo, outscoring their opposition 18-0 in 2 games. This misses outside for a ball. It's 2-2. For Casselton, a 4-3 win over Valley City and a 5-0 win over Kindred last night. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball out of the zone, now 3-2. So Maggio, after falling behind 0-2, has worked it to a full count. Here's the 3-2 pitch. That'll be a walk. Maggio will get aboard with a walk, and he will make his way towards first base. As we'll see it here with Ryan Osmondstad, the right fielder. Osmondstad, 1 of 6 with a run scored, a run driven in, and 2 strikeouts. This will be a foul tip. And now it's going to be 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike here to Osmondstad, the right fielder. Runner at first base again is Maggio, being held on there by Remick. Here's the 0-1 from Larson. Will be called strike number 2, and so far for Ben working ahead on these Casselton Haymaker batters. As we'll see the 0-2 pitch upcoming here to Osmondstad. This will be lifted in the air to right. This could drop in, and it does for a base hit. Going from first to third will be Maggio off on the swing. Tripke will bring it back in, and the Haymakers have runners at the corners with 2 down. First hit of the baseball game goes to Osmondstad. Here now it goes to Keegan Peterson. The opposition on for Ben Larson here with the opposing pitcher. Peterson 2 of 8 with a run driven in and a strikeout here so far for the Haymakers in this tournament. Runners take their leave. This will be called the strike. It's 0-1. So a ground out to Brodina, a ground out to Larson, walk, and a single. Any chance you get here in a 2-0 matchup, you better take the most of it because you're not sure when you might get another opportunity with runners here at first and third. If you're the Haymakers, delayed steal here, what are they going to do? Larson trying to look back the runner once or twice. Now he's going to throw to second, and eventually dancing into second base there is going to be on the delayed steal, then Osmondstad. Trying to see if he would maybe throw it earlier for Ben Larson to the second baseman and see if Maggio could come home. Regardless, the Haymakers now with the base hit from Ryan as he did a at bat ago with plate not 1 but 2 runs now. Ben Larson looking to get out of the pickle here in the first. The 1-1 is foul back as it's now going to be 1-2. Grayson Lewis on the on-deck circle, followed by Bryce Mueller. Runner at second is Osmondstad. You have Maggio over at third. Here's the 1-2 offering from Larson. Strike 3 looking, and Peterson is retired on strikes. There were no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 runners left in scoring position. We played a half inning scoreless as we head to the bottom of the first.
Accounting needs you may have, Todd Our World Certified Public Accountant has you covered. From income tax planning, preparation, and consulting for individuals and businesses. Todd Wold CPA would like to wish the best to the teams competing and thank the coaches and players for their hard work and dedication throughout the season on and off the field, as anything can happen every night at the Diamond. For more information, go online to wold-cpa.com. That's wold-cpa.com.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
As we come back here on YourLiveEvent.com, it's official. If you win this game, you play the nightcap tomorrow. You lose, you'll play at 3 o'clock, so we know the matchups. So if, for example, Devils Lake, the higher seed, does win, they'll play at 5:30, and they will go up against Kindred. If Casselton were to win, then they would play at 5:30 against the Jets. The loser of this game then would play at 3 o'clock. So we'll remind you of it, as all 4 teams still officially don't know what time they'll play until this game is in the books. Games at 3 and games at 5:30, but for the fan bases out there watching and wanting to come to the games tomorrow here in Casselton, the winner of this game plays at 5:30. The loser of this game will play at 3, and we'll keep that apprised as this one continues. Here for Devils Lake, it will be Max Palmer, Faustin Olson, and Mason Palmer due up here for the Storm, going up against the Haymakers and Keegan Peterson. For the Storm so far, they're 9 of 43 here at the plate. 18 runs scored, 14 runs driven in, 10 walks and 7 strikeouts. They've made the most out of their hits, to say the least. As Palmer, first pitch swinging, hits one in the air, coming on. Oh, what a play by Osmondstad as he slides in for the out. There's one down, as it now goes to Olson. Olson so far here in this tournament, 0 for 7 with a run driven in and 1 strikeout. As we'll see it here with the righty Peterson and the pitch. This will be a high hopper to the third baseman, Maggio. Maggio gloves, gets the ball out of his glove, but then airmails it into right field. So Olsen will reach base on that one and get to second. So single followed by the air to get him to second base. So you'll see a runner now in scoring position. Now it goes to Mason Palmer, and early swinging here for Devils Lake. They aren't wasting any time as this one runs in here on Mason Palmer. It's 1-0. Still wonder if Mason Palmer came down from his high of throwing a perfect game yesterday. 21 up, 21 down for Mason. As this one goes through the wickets of the catcher, Lewis, it'll go to the backstop, and now Olsen will make his way to third base. So Devils Lake threatening here, bottom of the first. It'll be a 2-0 count up coming to Mason. At the plate so far for Mason, 1 of 4 with 2 runs scored, a run driven in, and 3 walks. Here's the 2-0. A work outside for a ball. It's going to be 3-0 with Trace and Beck due up next. Here's the 3-0 pitch on the way to Mason Palmer. Got a strike. It's 3-1 here for Keegan Peterson. Beck and Rainsbury again 2 up here for the Storm. As we'll see the 3-1 on the way. And stepping off will be Peterson, just with that wind that has been a humming throughout the course of the afternoon. Kind of more of a south wind also that goes from the left to the right field foul pole here in VPT Field. The 3-1 looking for the screen, takes a high hop. Peterson has to throw to home, and they got him. Squeeze play though works. Olsen comes in to score. As Devils Lake will get the second out at the plate, but they will bring in a run as well, as it's now 1-0 in favor of Devils Lake on our Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Olsen with the run and get the run driven in here for Mason Palmer on that little squeeze play. Now it goes to Trace and Beck. It's 0-1. Small ball here for Devils Lake. You reach base on a swinging single. You get the air to second. One goes through the 5-hole of Lewis to third, and then you get the squeeze. The 0-1. This one will hit him. So Beck will take first base after being hit. We'll see if we get a courtesy runner here for the catcher, and it looks like we will, as coming in for Devils Lake will be number 17 on the courtesy runner in Weberg. So Weberg will come in and run at first base. As you see it here now with Brody Rainsbury. Rainsbury 1 of 5, as here's the pick play. Able to come back. Rainsbury, as we said, 1 of 5 with a run driven in, 3 runs scored and 1 walk. As this will miss inside for a ball at 1-0. State A Legion Tournament 2-0 matchup with the Haymakers and the Storm. Another pick play sliding back in is going to be Weberg. So 1 run across so far for Devils Lake. Question is, can they add to it here with 2 outs in the first? As this misses up, it's 2-0. For the Haymakers, they'll have Lewis, Mueller, and Thummel due up here in the second. 6, 7, and 8 batters. This will be called the strike. It's 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Another pick play. They nearly had him. Mueller with the tag. Maybe just leaning a little bit there was Weberg. He's got a lot of attention. Already 3 pick attempts over to first. Now he's going to break the 2-1 breaking ball. Ground ball. This one will go to Maggio off his glove, and then that will be an error. So Weberg was off and running, as it'll be the second error here on Maggio in the inning. Runners will be at first and second with 2 down. Once it just went off the glove of Maggio, that allowed Rainsbury to easily get to first base. And now you'll see it here to Hunter Remick. The pitch. This will work in for a strike. It's 0-1. Remick 1 of 5 with the run scored, a run driven in. 1 walk and 2 strikeouts so far here in Casselton. The 0-1 pitch popped up. This one Mueller giving chase, but that'll go well foul. It's 0-2. And if Peterson's not careful. Weberg might try to make his way to third base. As Kegley trying to keep him close at second. Here's the 0-2. Another foul ball, and we'll keep it at no balls and 2 strikes. So one error came back and haunted Casselton. Will another here with the Storm. There's the 0-2 pitch upcoming. This will be fouled again. 2 outs with 2 on. Rainsbury at first, Weberg at second. And to the number 6 batter here in the Storm lineup. As Peterson from the stretch and the pitch. Got him again with another foul ball. So if you've been up the first baseline, you've been kept busy chasing after those foul balls here at VPT Field. 4 teams remaining. It's going to be an all-Eastern affair. As the 4 teams from the West in Minot, Valley City, the Bismarck Reps, and the Bismarck Senators have been eliminated either earlier today or yesterday here in Casselton. Here's the 0-2. That'll go all the way to the backstop on the wild pitch. Runners will scamper to second and third. So you got Weberg to third, Rainsbury to second, and it'll be 1 and 2 upcoming now to Remick. Here's what Devils Lake has done well so far, 2 games of the tournament. They find ways to put runners on, put the ball in play, force the defense behind the pitcher to make plays. The 1-2, Hopper. This one will go back to Peterson. He flips it over to Mueller to retire this side. But a run does come across. On 1 hit, there are 2 errors and 2 runners left on base. A new score on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Devils Lake 1, Casselton scoreless coming to the plate.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the 3-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. How did your planting season go this year? Are you looking to make improvements for next year instead of breaking the bank on a whole new planter? Get the best price of the year on upgrades for your planter from Agassiz Precision Ag this summer. Get $50 back per row per product for some of our best-selling solutions. Make the precision decision for your planter this summer. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 or visit planterdoc.com for more information.
In-game update brought to you in part by Casselton Lumber from Park River. Park River 2, Lemoore 1. Going to the top of the 6th inning in a 1-0 matchup in the winner's bracket at the State B. Winners got Thompson tomorrow in the 2-0 game. Loser will have a date with Langdon. That will be at 10:30 tomorrow morning. And again at the State B. State AA wrapped up today. Congratulations goes out to the West Fargo Patriots for winning the 2A championship. In-game update again brought to you in part by Casselton Lumber. Call 701-347-4471. This will be a strike here to Lewis. 6, 7, and 8 batters due up here for the Haymakers. Mason Lewis looking for his first base hit of the tournament. Hits one foul as reach base. A couple hit by pitches. As you have Ben Larson now with pitch number 22 here upcoming. Here's the 0-2. That'll run in. Now it's going to be 1 and 2. 105 pitches is what you get for your daily limit. So if you do work the count as a unit, you can maybe get a pitcher out, but you have to be consistent in terms of wanting to work the count. As that one misses outside, 2 and 2. If you average 15 through 5, you'll get someone up to 75, but they would still have 30 pitches to work with for the final 2 innings. As this is a fly ball hitting the air to right. Tripke is there for the catch, and there's one down here in the second. As now it goes to Bryce Mueller, the first baseman. Mueller 1 of 7 with 2 strikeouts here in the contest. So far in the tournament, that is here for the Haymakers. Casselton looking for win number 19 of the season, while for Devils Lake looking for win number 30. high pop-up. This is in the air to right center field. Olsen comes across and makes a catch for the out as there's 2 down. As we'll see this now to Aiden Thummel. Thummel, the DH, here at the plates. This will be a big swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Thummel, 1 of 4 here in the tournament with the run score, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. As we'll see it here on the 0-1. Good spot there by Ben Larson. It's 0-2. As we'll see the 0-2 pitch upcoming. Nearly a strike 3 as Max Palmer took about 4 steps at second base. He was ready to go to the third base dugout. Instead, it'll be 1-2. There's the pitch. Breaking ball hit in the air. This will go to center on the uppercut swing. Olsen is there to make the catch, and that'll retire the Haymakers here in inning number 2. As we head to the bottom half of the frame, it's still a 1-0 lead here for Devils Lake.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career, doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
At Casselton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Casselton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Casselton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471.
Broadcasting here today from the Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency broadcast booth. From banking to insurance, like Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency handle your requests. For more information, go online to kindredstatebank.com. Will Heilman, Ben Brodina, and then it goes to Tripke after that. 7, 8, and 9 batters. Peterson with his 22nd pitch of the game as this is roped down the left field line and foul. Those will be 1-1 on the way here to Heilman. Here for Heilman so far in the tournament, winning pitcher of record in game number 1 against the Senators with 3 innings worked. He's 1 of 2 with 2 runs driven in here for the Storm. As we'll see the 1-1 upcoming. As this will miss for a ball, it's now 2-1. 2-1 offering is laced right to the shortstop, Everson, who makes the catch, and there's 1 down. So a line drive out by Heilman. Now it goes to Ben Brodina. First start of the tournament here for Ben Brodina. He has courtesy ran a little bit, catched in game number 1 as well. But he will have his first crack at the plate here in the tournament. And when 1 hops to Lewis, it'll be 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes here to the third baseman. And Brodina takes a called strike 1. It's 1-1. As day has cleared up here, the wind continues to whip in from the south. So if you're going to hit one to left, you better hit it on the line. As this one is hit up in the air foul, it'll be 1-2. Games tomorrow again at 1 and make that at 3 and 5:30 respectively here in Casselton. The 1-2 pitch is going to be hit on the ground on the end of the bat. The second baseman here in Kegley makes the play in time to Mueller. 4-3 on the putout, and Brodina is retired for the second out. Now it goes to Tripke. Tripke saved the perfect game yesterday for the Storm and his teammate and Mason Palmer as he made a sliding catch in from right field. Tripke, 1 of 2 with 2 runs scored, a run driven in, 2 walks, and a strikeout here for the right fielder. Batting from the left-handed side, as this will be called a strike. Gets 0-1. Back to the top of the lineup here if Tripke can get aboard. On the 0-1 pitch in there for a strike. Gets 0-2 on the pregame with Brent Luring. He just mentioned Tripke's one of those guys that just very workmanlike, just gets the job done with what you ask. The 0-2, this one misses at 1-2. Sometimes doesn't necessarily get the press clippings or the headlines, but you need guys like that in the system that just come and whatever the coach asks, they pretty much go out and accomplish and do. The 1-2 pitch is foul back, and it continues to be 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 offering against the right fielder in Tripke. Breaking ball not going through. Now 2-2. Keegan Peterson, first time through the lineup after Tripke. Bat is wrapped up. Here's 2-2. Another foul ball. That'll go. Inning and 2/3 so far. 1 hit, a run that was unearned. A hit by pitch. Looking for his first strikeout is Peterson. Strike 3, run on cue, looking, and there's a 3-up, 3 down. Second, we play 2 today here in Casselton. Devils Lake leads it by 1.
Local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Top of the 3rd inning here today on YourLiveEvent.com. Chase Miller with you from Valley Process Technologies Field here in Casselton. In a game that started back at 6:03, so just about a half hour old as we head to the top of the 3rd inning. It'll be Kegley, Everson, and Broughton, 9-1-2 here for the Haymakers against Ben Larson. 29 pitches for Larson in 2 innings of work so far. Kegley has done a nice job here, bottom of the lineup, 3 of 6 with 2 runs scored. As this will miss for a ball, it's going to be 1-0. As the 1-0 pitch is upcoming, this will be hit in the air. That'll go to right center. Olsen will come underneath it for the outs. And there is 1 down. 2 pitches records Kegley. So for Larson, first time through the lineup, 1 hit, no runs, a walk, and a strikeout as it goes to Everson, who's 0 for 2 with a ground out to the third baseman, Brodina, to start things off in inning number 1. This will be on the outer part of the plate, called a strike. It's 0-1. As the 0-1 pitch, this will be roped, backhanded there by Mason Palmer, throws it across the diamond in time for the outs. So 5-3, there's 2 down here in the top of the 3rd inning, as it now goes to Logan Broughton, who hit a grounder right back to the pitcher in Larson. As right now, Ben Larson is humming along. 6 consecutive batters he has retired since the single by Ryan Osmondstad for the lone hit so far the game for the Haymakers, as this is called the strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Jammed him. This one a high towering fly that'll go to left center. Olsen is there. And the Haymakers are retired on another 3-up, 3-down inning. We played 2.5 on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Devils Lake leads by a run.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Bottom of the third, up in Park River. Bottom of the sixth, Lemoore has came back and taken a lead over Park River. It's 3-2, Lemoore over Park River. Bottom of the sixth inning right now in Park River. Also on yourliveevent.com with John and Brady on the call for the State B Legion tournament. As we go through the second time of the order here for the Storm, it'll be Max Palmer, Olson, and Mason Palmer here. Peterson, 35 pitches to get through 2 innings. So far as he delivers a strike, it's 0-1. One runner crossed in the first inning thanks in part to an error and then a squeeze play. The 0-1 pitch that will be called a strike as we see it now at 0-2. So 0-2 on the way to Palmer, who flew out to the right fielder in Osmondstad his last time up. Here's the 0-2. That'll miss for a ball. It's 1-2. Here's the 1-2 offering. Strike three, nearly strike three that was. It's now 2-2. Good spot, though, for Peterson to miss on that particular location on the breaking ball. The 2-2. Max Palmer does not chase. Now makes the count full here at 3-2. As stepping off here will be Peterson. As we get the 3-2 offering on the way. This would be hit on the ground. That'll go to Everson. Everson able to field it. Fires across with the stretch in time for the outs. So Palmer's retired 6-3. There's one down here as it goes to Olson. Olson with the only run scored so far of the game. Scored it back on in the first in a squeeze play by Mason Palmer. As we'll see it here with Olson and see what he can do at the plate his second time through. Breaking ball, good spot for Peterson. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch on the way to Olson. That'll miss. Now it's 1 ball and 1 strike. A reminder, the winner of this game will play tomorrow at 5:30. The loser will play at 3. The 1-1 pitch hit in the air down the right field line. Osmondstad has to carry this one as it's going to bounce off the warning track, off the wall. Olson will go to second base. It's a double here for the Storm. An extra base hit, their first of the contest. So now a runner in scoring position with Mason Palmer at the plate. Palmer with a squeeze his last time up, able to bring in the runner Olson, who was standing at third. 2 hits so far for the Storm. Breaking ball, that'll miss. It's going to be 1-0. Mason Palmer, the starting shortstop here in this contest for Devils Lake. The 1-0 pitch from Peterson. Good spot for a location. It's now going to be 1-1. As you'll see the second baseman here with Kegley, and then the shortstop Everson trying to keep the runner at second somewhat close, and not a secondary lead as that will miss. It's now 2-1. Shading a little bit into right center is the center fielder Christensen. Here's a 2-1 pitch. This one blocked by Lewis. It's 3-1. Here's the 3-1 pitch. hit on the ground. This one will go to Everson. Everson's got a man caught in a rundown, and they get him. So a really good play by Everson. He kept the momentum with him. Olsen was off on the swing in terms of once he got connected, and that'll be 6-5. Olsen is retired, and Palmer will reach base on a fielder's choice. As now there's a pick play over to first, and getting back here is Mason Palmer. So good heads-up play by Everson on the play. As this will be smothered by Lewis, but Lewis then will have to step up and throw, not in time, as Mason Palmer gets into scoring position. As we'll see it now 1-0, but again, a good play by Everson, as that's pretty much the only play to make at that particular juncture. See where the runner was in front of you. Make a good throw to Maggio, and I'll let him apply the tag. The 1-0 breaking ball in there for a strike. It's 1-1. For the Haymakers in the fourth, it'll be the heart of the lineup. Carter Maggio, Osmondstad, and Peterson due up. 3-4-5 for Casselton. The 1-1, Lewis blocks this one out in front. Palmer dancing there at second. As now 2-1. Rainsbury due up next here for the Storm if they can keep the line going. 6 batters in the first and 3 in the second. There's the 2-1 offering here from Peterson. Right back up the middle. This one doesn't get through. Yes, it does. Christensen comes up firing. Here's the throw home. Going to be cut off. And it will be an RBI single here for the catcher, Beck. And Devils Lake takes a 2-0 lead. As Beck will get courtesy ran for. As coming on here will be Lindstrom. Coming on here for Devils Lake will be Weberg. So now a 2-0 lead on the way here for Devils Lake. They're going to call the balk here. So Weberg will go towards second now. Third hit of the contest. That run will make it a 2-0 lead here for the Storm. Now it goes to Rainsbury. Rainsbury takes a strike, gets 0-1. So a one-out double by Olsen. He gets retired at third. Palmer reaches base, gets in a scoring position. He eventually comes in on the single. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and that one goes through Lewis all the way to the backstop, and that'll allow Weberg to get to third base. Once the Storm get runners on as a pitcher, you know you just got to pay some homage here, as we'll get a quick meeting on the mound here, brought to you in part by Kindred Storage. Kindred Storage, call 428-3121 for storage units on the north side of Kindred that are affordable, secure, and have easy access with Kindred Storage. Again, that's 428-3121 for our meeting on the mound. But this is what the Storm have done from the onslaught of the state tournament, where against the Bismarck Senators, they had 8 stolen bases. When they got on, they took the most of their chances against Fargo, and similar here to what they've been able to do. Once they just kind of get a runner on, they more than likely are going to start putting some pressure on the defense. And sometimes as a pitcher, it just might make you think I got to pay more attention because you want to help the catcher out and keep these base runners close to first or second before they try to break for second or third. But in doing so, sometimes might commit an error or have a wild pitch. Here's the 1-1 block there by Lewis. He did not go. It's going to be 2-1. So 2 balls and a strike. Peterson with the 2-1 going to be hitting the air. That's the right center field going away, and Christensen unable to get there as it splits the gap. It's 1 run coming in, and wanting to get a triple here is Ransberry, as he will be up with a RBI triple. Able to split the gap as Weberg comes in to score. That'll be the second run of the inning here for Devils Lake. As now a 3-0 lead for the Storm. As now you'll see Hunter Remick with the ground out to the pitcher his last time up. This one misses outside. It's 1-0. With the wind, that was unable to help Christensen there, as was tailing into right center field and just going farther and farther away from him, as this is a ground ball up the first base side foul. It's 1-1. You lose this game, you still have a chance coming up tomorrow, but you go back to an elimination game. You win this game, you put yourself in the driver's seat for what the rest of the tournament has in store. Devils Lake will play Kindred, while the Haymakers, they will go up against the Fargo Jets, as that's the matchups, just depending on the time on how this one results. Come out. Here's the 1-1. Hit in the air. This one will help Christensen on the little tail to retire the side. There were 2 runs across on 3 hits. There were no errors and a runner left on base. New score on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, Devils Lake 3, Casselton scoreless, as we head to the top of inning number 4.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered, servicing the Fargo-Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
Here again is a look at what the bracket will have in store tomorrow. If this score holds, Devils Lake would play the nightcap tomorrow at 5:30 against Kindred, which means Casselton then would play the Jets at 3. If Casselton could win this game, just flip those on who would play at 3 and 5:30. But as it stands right now, again, Devils Lake would play at 5:30 against Kindred. Casselton would play against the Fargo Jets at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So you have Heilman, Brodina, and Tripke due up here. Coming up for the Devils Lake Firebirds in the bottom half of the 4th inning. But here in the top half of the 4th inning for Casselton will be the heart of the lineup, Maggio, Osmondstad, and Peterson against Ben Larson. 3 innings of work, 35 pitches as the Haymakers in the last inning were going early in the count here against Ben Larson, seeing if they can find something they could drive somewhere. Maggio with the walk. Ryan with the lone hit of the game. It's been 7 consecutive batters here by Ben Larson, who's been dealing. Simply put, this Storm pitching staff has been dealing from start to bottom here this tournament. 14, make that 15 innings worked, and they've only given up 3 hits in 15 innings. Pitch going to be in there for a strike. It's 0-1 here to Maggio. So no balls and a strike on the way here for Carter. This will work for a ball. It's going to be 1 ball and 1 strike. As Maggio with the 1-1, hits one in the air. That'll be a towering fly to right, way back to the warning track, and right in front of the scoreboard. Tripke will make the catch. Maggio gave it a ride, but it will be out, number 1 here in inning number 4. Osmondstad with a single his last time up, as that allowed Maggio to get to third base with 2 outs to go from first to third. They got a stolen base to get to second on a delayed steal. And the Haymakers with 2 runners left on base in inning number 1. So far for the Storm, they've had 3 runners left on base. 2 in the first, 1 in the third. 1-0 pitch is going to be fouled. Popped up, giving chase is Remick, and that one will one-hop towards the fence line. That's going to be 1 ball and 1 strike. The East number 1 in Devils Lake going up against the East number 4 in Casselton here tonight. But pretty much seed lines outside of who's the home team and the visiting team are irrelevant once you get to this point of the season. As this is popped up, Mason Palmer waits for that one for the out, as there's 2 down. As it now goes to Keegan Peterson, as Peterson is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. So tomorrow we already know who's going to be the home team, the higher seed again. So Devils Lake yet again will be home. Kindred will be home in their matchup as well. Devils Lake will be home in their matchup against Kindred, and the Jets will against the Haymakers. As 1 pitch, Keegan Peterson retired. Brodina goes to Remick across the diamond, 5-3, and it's another 3 up, 3 down inning here for Ben Larson, as he has now retired 10 straight batters here as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning on your liveevent.com.
Keep your job site stocked with reliable service from Prairie Supply Inc., the contractor's headquarters. Our team specializes in everything concrete. That means hand tools and equipment, rebar of all shapes and sizes, concrete forming packages and ICFs, decorative concrete materials like color, stain, sealers, and coatings. And let's not forget our impressive fleet of winter construction equipment to keep the concrete flowing all year round. If you've got concrete questions, we've got concrete answers at Prairie Supply Inc., the contractor's headquarters.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Bottom of the fourth inning here on YourLiveEvent.com from Valley Process Technologies Field here in Casselton. I'm Chase Miller, broadcasting from the Kindred Storage and Kindred State Bank, that is, broadcast booth. Kindred State Bank. From banking to insurance, like Kindred State Bank, an insurance agency, handle your requests. For more information, go online to KindredStateBank.com. Again, it's KindredStateBank.com to get in touch with Jim Pearson, Kindred State Bank, and his team of experts. As we'll see it here again, 7, 8, 9 batters for the Storm. Breaking ball in there for a strike. It's 0-1. So no balls and a strike upcoming here for Keegan Peterson. The pitch to Heilman, as Heilman will take strike number 2. Here's the 0-2 offering on the way here for Peterson. Foul back to the backstop, and we'll keep it at 0-2. 4 hits across, 3 runs here for the Storm. This will be hit in the air, popped up. The first baseman, Mueller, will run out of real estate. Update for you up in Park River, going to the bottom of the 7th. Lemoore has extended their lead. It's 5-2 Lemoore over Park River. Up in the State B. The 0-2 pitch, strike 3 looking. Heilman is retired, and Peterson gets his second strikeout. That goes to Ben Brodina, who grounded out to Kegley at second base his last time up. Taking a look here for Brodina, 0 for 1. First pitch swinging, this one goes off the glove of the pitcher. Peterson to Kegley as he goes to Mueller. Does he stay on the bag? Yes, he does. He's out. 1-4-3 on the putout, and Brodina is retired on a hot rocket as there's 2 down. Now it goes to Tripke. Tripke struck out looking to finish inning number 2. Here's the pitch on the way. Breaking ball that'll miss out of the zone. It's 1-0. As we'll see the 1-0 pitch. That'll also work out of the zone now, 2-0. So far for Devils Lake, 3 runners left on board. For the Haymakers, they've left 2. This would be hit in the air. That'll beat to the left fielder. Broughton comes in, able to make the catch. And a 3-up, 3-down, 4th inning here for the Storm. 4 complete on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. It's a 3-0 lead for Devils Lake as we head to inning number 5.
Your softball or baseball skills to the next level with personalized instruction from the professional staff at the Ball Yard. Their mission is to provide area players, young and old, the opportunity to improve their skills in a professional level facility and to provide a high level of instruction to youth players to help them achieve their goals at the Ball Yard. Come and visit the one place in the Fargo-Moorhead area where it's always summer. For more information, go online to fmballyard.com. That's fmballyard.com.
For any accounting needs you may have, Todd Our World Certified Public Accountant has you covered. From income tax planning, preparation, and consulting for individuals and businesses. Todd Wold CPA would like to wish the best to the teams competing and thank the coaches and players for their hard work and dedication throughout the season on and off the field, as anything can happen every night at the Diamond. For more information, go online to wold-cpa.com. That's wold-cpa.com.
Top of the fifth inning here on YourLiveEvent.com. So far, I've yet to have really much to talk about for pitchers on the mound. So anytime we do get a pitching change or we do get a meeting on the mound, that's brought to you in part by Kindred Storage at 428-3121 for storage units on the north side of Kindred, where it's easy access, it's secure, and it's affordable. That's at Kindred Storage, again, for any mound visits or pitching changes here throughout the course of the state tournament. Lewis, Mueller, and Thummel, 6, 7, and 8 batters. Casselton looking to get their first runner on base since inning number 1 here against Ben Larson. First pitch swinging. This one is popped up. Larson, Remick, and this will go towards the first baseman, Remick, and there's one down. So keep adding through in terms of batters retired in a row here for Ben Larson, as it's now going to be 11 straight here for Ben. As we'll see Bryce Mueller with a fly out his last time up. The pitch, that'll be called a strike. It's 0-1. So far we've had 2 players of the game here for Devils Lake, and they've been all pitching, and you've seen why, from Heilman to Palmer, and now what we're seeing for Ben Larson. Trend could potentially continue right now if Larson keeps the way he's going up through 4 and a change. Here's the 0-2 offering here to Bryce. This will be fouled off again, and we'll keep it at 0-2. Aiden Thummel due up next, and back to Kegley here for the Haymakers. The 0-2 offering, nearly a strike call. It's going to be 1-2. The Storm faithful, we're ready for that one. Ready to see the home plate umpire ring Mueller up. And the 1-2 offering. Breaking ball out of the zone now, 2-2. As Ben Larson sees this here, and the pitch. This will be fouled off. We'll keep it at 2 balls and 2 strikes. With the win for Devils Lake, win number 30 of the season, Casselton looking for win number 19. The 2-2. I'll make the count full here at 3-2. Last full count was by Carter Maggio in the first inning. Just the second one here for Larson on the mound this evening. And the payoff pitch. That'll be a walk. Good walk here for Bryce Mueller. They do get a runner aboard. First one since Ryan Osmondstad had a hit in inning number 1. And the Haymakers get a runner aboard here in inning number 5 as it goes to Aiden Thummel. As the first baseman Mueller being held on by the first baseman Remick, as we see on screen. As Thummel right now digs in here at the plate. Looking to bunt. This one bunted up the third base line. Brodina's going to charge, has to make the play in time for the out. So you do get the sacrifice bunt, move the runner up. As Thummel is retired, Mueller gets into scoring position. This will be the third runner of the game for Casselton that has made it to second or third base. Now it goes to Brody Kegley, who flew out to Olsen in center. Last time up in inning number 3. This will be jammed, hit up the middle. Max Palmer is there in time to retire the side. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and a runner left here in the 5th. On our Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, Devils Lake leads it by 3.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Final in Park River, 5-2. Lemoore picks up the win over Park River. So Lemoore will move on and play Thompson tomorrow. In the 2-0 contest, well, Park River will have a date with Langdon in an elimination contest again at the State B. As we go to the bottom of the fifth, third time through the lineup for the Storm, as this will work outside for a ball. It's 1-0 to Max Palmer. Palmer 0 for 2 so far here today. Christensen with pitch number 71. This will be right back up the middle and through for a base hit. Going right at the kneecaps here of Peterson as Palmer able to shoot it where it came from for a base knock and gets aboard. Now it goes to Olsen coming up to the plate here. As a runner gets aboard, has 5 hits so far in the game. And it's been by the 1, 2, 4, and 5 batters as this one is bunted foul. It's 0-1. Currently right now for Devils Lake, all about adding some insurance with where the scoring situation is at the moment. They've loved the odd innings, a run in the first and 2 in the third, trying to keep that trend moving along. Well, for Keegan Peterson, looking to throw a goose egg here. Is this going to be bunted up the first base side, and that will go foul. As we'll see it now at 0-2. So a couple of bunt opportunities for Olsen. He bunts one up the first base line, then bunts another up the third base line. Peterson gets into a pitcher's scalp, but with the speed of Palmer, wouldn't be surprised if the Storm put maybe him in motion even on an 0-2 count. See if they can maybe steal 90 feet here and get a runner in scoring position. As the 0-2 sliding back in safely. Here is Max Palmer as he takes his lead one more time. The pitch. This will be hit on the ground. Everson will come, charge, fire, and throw. Good stretch there by Mueller to retire Olsen. As there is one down, Palmer does go to scoring position, though, so it works as the originally intended plan was to have a sacrifice bunt. So still a good quality at bat by Olsen, as now it goes to Mason Palmer here. Palmer with a squeeze play to drive in Faustin in the first and reach base on a fielder's choice and came in a score in the third. First pitch swinging up the third base line. That'll go foul. Nice barehanded play by one of the coaches, part of the co-head coaches here today for Devils Lake with Jeff Carpenter. There's the 0-1 pitch here for Peterson. This will be on the ground to the third baseman, Maggio. Maggio looks back the runner, but he's in a break, and this is a good catch there by Mueller, as Mueller had to make a catch with Mason Palmer hustling up the line, as the glove nearly got into the sternum there of Mason Palmer. 5-3, but Max Palmer will go to third base. There's 2 down here in the 5th inning. Now it goes to Beck. Beck with a single and a run scored here today. This will run inside and nearly hit him. It's 1-0. As Beck also has a run driven in here today as well. This will be a pop-up to right field. Osmondstad is there, makes the catch to retire the side. There were no runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We played 5 today here in Casselton. It's a 3-run lead remaining here for Devils Lake.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. How did your planting season go this year? Are you looking to make improvements for next year instead of breaking the bank on a whole new planter? Get the best price of the year on upgrades for your planter from Agassiz Precision Ag this summer. Get $50 back per row per product for some of our best-selling solutions. Make the precision decision for your planter this summer. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 or visit planterdoc.com for more information.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
In-game update brought to you in part by Casselton Lumber. Here's what the line score looks like so far through 5 innings of play here on YourLiveEvent.com. For the Storm, they've had 3 runs on 5 hits. They have yet to commit an error. They have 4 runners left on base, all in scoring position. Well, for Casselton so far, no runs on 1 hit. They've committed 2 errors back in the first inning. They've left 3 runners left on base. Also, all 3 have been left in scoring position. That's an in-game update here at your box score through 5 innings of play, brought to you in part by Casselton Lumber. If you're looking for a project big or small, whether it's in the farm, maybe in town, at the lake, or in between, get a rendering for your next project at Casselton Lumber at 701-347-4471. That's 347-4471. Talk with Russ and the crew at Casselton Lumber. Now it goes to Everson here, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of groundouts to the third baseman in Brodina. Logan Brunt and then Carter Maggio due up again here for the Haymakers. Big swing at 0-1. As it stands right now, the Haymakers down to their final 6 out in this game, as it's been 1 hour old currently. Here's the 0-1 breaking ball that'll run it at the eyes. That'll be 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the 1-1. This will be hit up the first base side foul. That's going to be now 1-2. Nice crowd here tonight in Casselton up the third and first base lines. Folks staying from games prior, watching the games here today. Good crowd in the stands as well. The 1-2 nearly got the 2-2, nearly got the strike 3 count, but now it goes to 2-2. 2-2 offering from Larson. Hit in the air, fly ball. Who's going to call for it? Tripke will call for it here, make the catch. Max Palmer gives way, and there's 1 down here in the top of the 6th inning. Logan Brunt 0 for 2 with a ground out, and then a fly out to the center fielder Olsen his last time up in the 3rd. As we see it here for Logan Broughton. This one will be called a strike. It's 0-1. As the 0-1 pitch. As that'll miss outside. Now 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, for Casselton, it's all about getting base runners, and they've been very minimal here against Ben Larson. The 1-1 pitch is going to be hit in the air. That's down in front of the center fielder of Olsen. As Broughton, well, he's a base runner. He's got some speed. He stands at first. Second hit, the first since Ryan Osmondstad was able to get one in inning number 1. And there's runner aboard here for the Haymakers. Carter Maggio 0 for 1 with the walk. Flew out to right center field to the warning track. He nearly got one out of the park. As Broughton takes his leave off of first, there's the pick play. And getting back on the way is Broughton. Here's the pitch. As Maggio sees this one go foul, it's 0-1. As the Haymakers can ill afford to do much with these outs anymore unless you're going to have productive quality outs. Well, if you're the Storm, you're just looking for Larson to keep doing his thing. 5 batters to play in the first. That's been the most batters in an inning here that Larson has seen against Casselton. The 0-1 will work out of the plate. It's now 1 ball and a strike. 3 up, 3 down, second, third, fourth. You saw 4 batters in the 5th. At one point in this game, 11 straight batters were retired by Larson to end the first and go to inning number 5. 1 ball and a strike here for Larson. This will be fouled off. Maggio does have home run capability power here for Casselton. Like to have a similar swing that he had in the 4th inning. Just put one on the ballpark here. Scored 2 runs, got that deficit. Well, if Larson can get by Maggio, get 1 step closer to trying to get another complete game here, which has been a theme here at the State A Legion tournament for a starting pitcher to work deep into a game. And this will be a quick pick play. Getting back nicely is going to be on the way there. And Logan Broughton, Kylan Swenson with a complete game win against the Bismarck Senators. Bryson Heck went 9 1/3 and a no decision. Valley City's 11-run loss. Broughton's going to break for second base. Here's the throw, and Broughton is safe. Beats it as Logan Broughton gets into scoring position here for the Haymakers. It'll be 2-2 now to Maggio. Beck with a good throw down to Max Palmer, but beating the throw was Logan Broughton as he's got wheels. Shows you there as he takes his leave off a second. Here's the 2-2 on the way. Maggio jammed. This one hops to Mason Palmer. Palmer goes to first, but instead of a potential double play situation, Broughton will go to third. Again, if you're going to make an out, it's got to be productive. It does move Broughton up to third base here. Maggio retired 6-3 on the putout, and there's 2 down here in the 6th inning. As you'll see, Ryan Osmanstad with a single here so far today, 1 of 2. First pitch, swinging a line drive. Brodina goes down to a knee and takes the line drive hit away to retire Osmanstad and the Haymakers here in inning number 6. There were no runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We played 5.5 today on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Devils Lake leads it by 3.
At Casselton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Casselton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Casselton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Bottom of the 6th inning here on yourliveevent.com. A reminder still to come here later tonight in Casselton. We will go over what happened today for all 3 games, preview what will happen tomorrow here in Casselton in terms of teams facing off with one another, the game times. We'll take a look at the final box score, hear from a victorious player, that and more. Make sure you stay tuned to our postgame show brought to you in part by Casselton Lumber. Rainsbury, Remick, and Heilman here for Devils Lake. The 5, 6, and 7 batters are due up. Rainsbury with an RBI triple. He's 1 of 3 at the plate. 1 of 2, that is. He's reached base both times. Once on an error back in inning number 1. He takes an off-speed pitch for a ball as it's 1-0. As right now, Keegan Peterson, 5 innings of work so far, on for his 6th. As this will miss. Now 2-0. As combined, there's been just 7 hits across the board. Devils Lake has 5 of them. Must be called a strike. It's 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike on the way. As you'll see, Peterson As this one missing for a ball, it's 3-1. Coverage tomorrow gets underway at 3 o'clock scheduled here on a Sunday, and then on Monday at noon, the schedule time for that championship. Good breaking ball by Peterson. It's 3-2. August 22nd, high school football opener for some across the state. Others will be on the 29th. The 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss into the glove of Lewis. And Peterson is going to get his third strikeout of the contest. One down. Hunter Remick. Remick will be coming up 0 for 2 with a ground out and a fly out. As we see it here with the first baseman for Devils Lake. This will miss outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Girls golf already starts next week for practices. Their first meet is latter part. As this will be foul tipped in the glove. It's 1-1. So once girls golf gets going, fall sports season in the school calendar of 2025-26 is underway. The 1-1 will be called a strike. It's 1-2. Start talking about football camp for some. You'll talk about boys soccer. For others, it'll be volleyball in a couple of weeks to get things going. The 1-2. Good breaking ball by Peterson. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Devils Lake Kindred tomorrow. Casselton will go up against the Fargo Jets. A 2-2 pitch, and Peterson gets another strikeout. Back-to-back Ks, and there's 2 down here in the 6th inning. Out of Will Heilman. 0 for 2 today with a line drive out and a strikeout looking. For Casselton, Peterson, Lewis, and Mueller, 5, 6, and 7 batters due up here for Casselton. Check swing as that runs in on the hands to Heilman. It's 0-1. As you see the 0-1 pitch upcoming, this one will go past Lewis on a bounce, as it's now 1 ball and 1 strike. For Casselton in the 7th, it'll be Peterson, Lewis, and Mueller, 5, 6, and 7 batters due up here for the Haymakers. Here's the 1-1. Hit in the air, fly ball that'll go to left fielder Broughton, and Broughton might have lost it maybe a little bit in the sun, as this will be a single regardless. So kind of had it there for a moment. The wind batting it down, and then by the time it just came down, as that one maybe was a little bit farther than what Broughton thought it was going to be, or not hit as far, as what he thought it was going to be, as Heilman gets aboard with a single here in inning number 6 as he takes his leave off of first. That'll be the 6th hit of the game here for Devils Lake, and Peterson retired 5 straight batters prior to that base hit. Ben Brodina at the plate is 0 for 2 today with a couple of ground ball outs. It's no balls and a strike. This would be hit on the ground. This will go to Everson deep in the hole. Everson trying to make the play across, but Brodina with an infield single. Heilman goes to second base. Brodina is on back-to-back singles here for the Storm. They're threatening to put up another run on the board with Taden Tripke. Tripke 0 for 2 with a flyout and a strikeout, then back to Max Palmer with the leadoff batter here. As taking a look here with Tripke. Tripke will take a ball. It's now 1-0. So a strikeout, single has allowed Devils Lake to threaten here in the bottom half of the 6th. The 1-0 pitch, that'll work inside. It's now 2-0. 5 batters make that 6 in the first for the Storm, 6 in the third as well. This will be hit on a soft line off the glove of the shortstop Everson, who bobbles it. It's going to be an error. Everson was looking to turn it to Kegley. Then as it bounced, kind of snow-coned the glove, went off of the glove. That'll be an E6, a third error of the game for the Haymakers, and bases are full, all via the 2-out variety here for the Storm. Heilman will be at third base. Brodina at second. Tripke stands at first. Now it goes to Max Palmer, who's 1 of 3 at the plate with a single his last time up in inning number 5. And Grayson Lewis wants to talk things over here on the mound with his teammate. As right now you don't want to ill afford to give up any more runs the way Ben Larson has been pitching. 3 runs might feel like it's 6 or 7. So right now, for Keegan Peterson trying to bear down and get that final out of the 6th. Well, for the Storm, can they pass the baton here with the top of the lineup, as this will be out of the zone for a ball? It's 1-0. As Palmer, so far, looking for his second base hit of the contest. As the righty-righty matchup, Peterson, this will be hit on the ground. That'll go to Everson. Everson goes the short way, and that'll retire the side here in the 6th inning. No runs on 2 hits in air and 3 runners left on base here in this contest. We played 6 on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. The Storm up by 3. The Haymakers with their final 3 outs here when we return.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
Top of the 7th inning here on YourLiveEvent.com. It'll be Peterson, Lewis, and Mueller are the scheduled batters here against Ben Larson. 6 innings of work for Larson of 2-hit baseball, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. As right now, a game that's gone 1 hour and 15 minutes so far here today from Valley Process Technologies Field. Broadcasting from the Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency broadcast booth. For more info, go to KindredStateBank.com. And again, it's KindredStateBank.com. So for the Haymakers, can you put 2 runners on and get that tying run to the plate? That's the bare minimum thing they need to do here in the 7th. So work low for a ball. It's 1-0. They're unable to do so. They will pick up their first loss of the state tournament. Both teams 2-0 coming into play this evening. 1-0 pitch. Work for a ball as well. 2-0. Something we haven't said much with Ben Larson on the mound. We barely said a 3-ball count. We said a 3-ball count twice. 2-0. That'll be called a strike. It's 2-1. The Storm pitchers are attacking the zone from Thursday, Friday, and here today as well. The 2-1 pitch will be called a strike. Now 2-2. So all of a sudden, as a batter, you look up and it's 0-1 or 1-1 more times than not. Here's the 2-2 offering. Hit right back up the middle. This one will slide underneath the glove of Mason Palmer, and Keegan Peterson is aboard with a leadoff single. As Peterson looking to see if he's going to run, or might there be a courtesy runner here in this one. We'll wait and see, as they're going to say, nope, Keegan, you're going to be left on base. As we're going to see Grayson Lewis now 0 for 2 at the plate. So step 1 for Casselton, get a runner on. Now step 2, need it again. Ben Larson works from the stretch as Remick holds the runner on at first. Also missed for a ball. It's 1-0. Rainsbury in left with Olsen in center. Tripke stands in right here for the Storm. Remick at first with Max and Mason Palmer up the middle. Brodina at third and Beck behind the plates. Ben Larson, back-to-back batters. He falls behind the 1-0. This is hit right on the line. Max will get one on the line drive shot as there's one down. Goes to Bryce Mueller here. 0 for 1 with a walk for the first baseman. As you'll see it here, well, for Grayson Lewis, after a nice swing, just went right to a infielder. So we'll see what Bryce can do now with one down. I'll run and nearly hit him. As it's, well, those are situations as a batter you never want to lean into a pitch, but in a situation like this, sometimes you wonder, try to maybe wear one if that is a possibility, just because you need base runners. Understand the reason why you don't, especially if you get a base knock like that for Bryce Mueller. As we'll see this here with Keegan Peterson, Bryce Mueller able to get to first base. Now we'll get a pinch runner coming in to the contest now. So coming on here for the Haymakers will be Carver Kozowski in for Aiden Thummel. Peterson at second. Mueller stands at first. Well, there's step one. There's step two to at least bring the tying run to the plate here against Ben Larson. First time in the contest, the Haymakers have had more than one hit in an inning against Larson. Kozowski's going to make it hit number 3. They go station to station. First pitch swinging is Carver, and bases are full of Haymakers here in the top of the 7th inning. Peterson at third. Mueller goes to second, and Kozowski gets a base hit, as we'll have bases full with Brody Kegley coming up, and we'll have a quick meeting on the mound brought to you in part by Kindred Storage, and it looks like we'll have a runner into the game at second base as well here for the Haymakers, as Carter Nelson will come on here and run for Mueller at second base. So the Haymakers now with the tie-in run at first base, the go-ahead run at the plate with Brody Kegley. Quick meeting on the mound brought to you in part by Kindred Storage. Able to barrel up a couple of balls here, all for singles in the 7th. And now Kegley trying to keep the line moving here. As this will miss behind the count, it's 1-0. So again, a developing theme here in this 7th inning, falling behind batters. Something Ben rarely did in the first 6 innings. The 1-0 pitch. That'll work for a ball as well. It's 2-0, then back to the top of the lineup with Jack Everson due up next. Haymakers making things interesting here in the 7th. The 2-0 pitch. That'll be called a strike. It's 2-1. If we get to the bottom of the 7th, it'll be 2, 3, and 4 batters for Devils Lake, but Storm fans don't want to think about that. Here's a 2-1. That'll be called strike number 2. Peterson at third, Mueller at second. Kozowski stands at first. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Larson. Hit on the ground, and that one is going to be backhanded there by Mason Palmer, and Palmer has to eat it. It's an infield single, and Casselton's on the board here in the top of the 7th inning. Mason Palmer couldn't do much with that one. Peterson comes in to score. Nelson to third. You have Kozowski at second base, and Kegley now stands at first. He gets the run driven in as it goes down to Jack Everson, and we'll have another meeting on the mound, and we'll see if potentially we do get a new pitcher coming into the contest. Good spot there by Kegley to put it because Palmer looked, but with the speed of Kegley, couldn't do anything there. Couldn't do anything with the courtesy runner coming in with Nelson going from second to third. Then couldn't do anything with Kozowski hustling to second base. So tying run in scoring position now here for Casselton. The go-ahead run stands at first. Top of the 7th inning here, and Casselton has put something together here in the 7th. 4 batters up, all with singles. One that has been retired is Grayson Lewis on a line drive shot. So 5 batters up here in the 7th. 4 of them have been able to get on base. As we see it now with Jack Everson, 0 for 3 at the plate. He will take a strike. It's 0-1. So Nelson at third. You got Kozowski at second and Kegley at first. Off-speed pitch, foul back. It's 0-2. Logan Broughton on the on-deck circle here for the Haymakers. Casselton had 3 hits coming into the, make that 2 hits coming into the inning. They've got 4 so far here in the 7th. This might be 5. This is a fly ball to center. That's going to drop in front of the center fielder, and it's an RBI single here for Jack Everson. Nelson comes in to score. Kozowski to third. Kegley to second as Olsen didn't want to dive and make a play because if it gets by him, it's probably bases clearing. Instead says, I'll try to get there as best as I can, but everybody goes up station to station, and now it's a 3-2 contest. So a second run driven in of the inning. Now it's to Logan Broughton. 1 of 3 at the plate. He's got a single his last time up. He'll take a strike. Tying run stands at third here for the Haymakers by Kozowski. Go ahead run at second with Kegley. Here's the 0-1. Broughton hits one in the air. That's a fly ball. The right fielder that's getting up to the warning track. Tripke will make the catch. The lead 2 runners will advance. It's a sacrifice fly, and we're tied up. Logan Broughton with the sacrifice fly here in the 7th inning. And as quick as you can blink, we're tied at 7 apiece. I'll make that 3 apiece here in the 7th. Kozowski comes in to score. Kegley goes to third. Everson stands at first. Now it's Carter Maggio. And they're going to intentionally walk Carter Maggio, it looks like. Here they will. So Everson will go to second. They don't want anything to do with Carter. Bases full again now to Ryan Osmondstad, who's 1 of 3. He had the first hit of the game back in inning number 1. If he can get another one here, it would be the go-ahead run here for the Haymakers. Popped up first pitch. This one will go into short right center field. Max Palmer gives way, and this one will go to Olsen to retire the side. 9 batters up in the inning as the Haymakers put up 3 runs in the inning off of 5 hits. There were no errors, and the bases were left full. We got a new score as we head to the bottom of the 7th. We're tied at 3 here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered, servicing the Fargo-Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
Bottom of the 7th inning here on YourLiveEvent.com, tied at 3 apiece. For the Haymakers, they've left 6 of 7 runners in scoring position, and it's the exact same stat now for the Storm as they've left 6 of 7 runners in scoring position. But Casselton puts 3 runs across when they needed it most here in inning number 7 and forces Devils Lake to come back up to the plate. It goes to Olsen here. The pitch on the way by Peterson. That'll miss for a ball as it's 1-0. Olsen so far has reached base twice. He's got 2 hits with a run scored. 1-0 pitch is going to be filleted to the right side of the infield. Kegley is there, and he makes the play. 4-3 on the putout, and there's 1 down here in the 7th. Ben Larson was humming along until all of a sudden Keegan Peterson got a single, Mueller got a single, Thummel got a single, and then boom, Casselton just chipped away to tie the game here at 3 apiece. 1 down, as this will be off the glove of Lewis. It's 1-0. Mason Palmer, so far with a run driven in and a run scored here in the contest. He's 0 for 2 at the plate. Good breaking ball there by Keegan Peterson as it's 1-1. As Peterson has 4 strikeouts. He's walked 1. The 1-1 pitch. Miss outside, 2-1. If Palmer gets on, he's got speed. Whether it's a single or a double, he's the type of guy that can steal an extra 90 feet. This would be hit on the air, and well, we'll see it now as there's a base hit to left field for Mason Palmer. That'll be hits on the way here for the Storm. Number 8 here against Keegan Peterson. And there's going to be a quick little meeting on the mound, and that might do it here for Keegan Peterson with where he's also at on the pitch count. And we'll see if this will be, or if it's, you got one more batter coming up here. We'll take a look, but that will do it here for Keegan Peterson. We'll let you know about the defensive changes next. Brought to you in part by Kindred Storage on our pitching change.
Keep your job site stocked with reliable service from Prairie Supply Inc., the contractor's headquarters. Our team specializes in everything concrete. That means hand tools and equipment, rebar of all shapes and sizes, concrete forming packages and ICFs, decorative concrete materials like color, stain, sealers, and coatings. And let's not forget our impressive fleet of winter construction equipment to keep the concrete flowing all year round. If you've got concrete questions, we've got concrete answers at Prairie Supply Inc., the contractor's headquarters.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com, local voices from local radio.
Bottom of the 7th inning here on YourLiveEvent.com. Keegan Peterson, 6 1/3 innings of work, 8 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. He is on the hook for the runner at first base in Palmer. So Peterson will go from the pitcher to the third baseman. Maja will go from third to first. Mueller comes out of the game, as coming on now will be Rylan Boder here for the Haymakers with the runner at first base. The game-winning run as it stands right now in Mason Palmer. You win this game, you play at 5:30 tomorrow. You lose this game, you'll play at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon in our first of a twin bill coming up here in Casselton. What we know is this: Devils Lake coming up will play tomorrow. Kindred, Casselton, they will play the Fargo Jets, as this one goes all the way to the backstop and easily getting to second base. A big turn. Here comes Mason Palmer as he thought about going to third. Peterson will finish with 105 as he comes out. 1 ball, no strikes. Here to Beck. Beck already with 1 run driven in, trying to make it a second now off Boder. This one works outside on the off speed. It's 2-0. This spot you got room to work with. If you think Beck is the better batter compared to the on-deck circle and Rainsbury, you might be a little more cautious with him having first base open. 2-0 pitch. Call the strike at 2-1 as Beck's run doesn't matter in a situation like this. The run that does is Mason Palmer. Brody Rainsbury, the on-deck batter. Here's a 2-1 pitch from Boder. This will be hit on the ground to the shortstop, Everson. Everson fires, throws right across the diamond for the outs. They do move the runner, however. And now there's a runner at third base. The game-winning run here for Mason Palmer. Beck is retired, 6-3 on the putout as it goes to Brody Rainsbury. Rainsbury with a triple his last time up, or with his 1 hit in the third, is 1 of 3 here today. Rainsbury first pitch swinging, hits one foul. It's 0-1. If we get to the 8th, it'll be Peterson, Lewis, and Mueller are the scheduled batters coming into the inning. There's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Game-winning run stands at third by Mason Palmer, but Rylan Boder wants a punch-out. The 0-2. Foss, this one will go up the first base line. That'll be foul out of play as both Maggio and Osmondstad are giving chase up the first base side. Jets and the Royals went to extras earlier. Might we get another one here today? The 0-2. Hit in the air, that's a fly ball. Broughton, the left fielder, sees it, and we're going to the 8th inning. A fly ball on the way by Rainsbury, and we're playing extras here in Casselton. No runs on a hit, no errors, and make it now 7 of 8 runners left on base for Devils Lake have been in scoring position. As we make our way to the 8th here, buckle in for some extras, grab some popcorn, and come back here to Casselton.
Take your softball or baseball skills to the next level with personalized instruction from the professional staff at the Ball Yard. Their mission is to provide area players, young and old, the opportunity to improve their skills in a professional level facility and to provide a high level of instruction to youth players to help them achieve their goals at the Ball Yard. Come and visit the one place in the Fargo-Moorhead area where it's always summer. For more information, go online to fmballyard.com. That's fmballyard.com.
Well, the Casselton Lumber post-game show will have to wait a little bit. Second time we have gone extras here today, and the second time in 11 games here at the State A baseball tournament. Casselton with 3 runs across in the top half of the 7th inning. Casselton has left 6 out of 7 runners in scoring position. Devils Lake left the go-ahead and game-winning run at third base there in the bottom half of the 7th. So, Casselton and Devils Lake, winner goes to 3-0, loser goes to 2-1. Essentially, the loser will play in an elimination game upcoming here tomorrow in Casselton. As we see it here with Keegan Peterson, Grayson Lewis, and then Bryce Mueller due up Ben Larson on for his 8th inning of work here for the Storm. He was summoned along just 2 hits against through 6. He gave up 5 in the 7th, and Peterson started things off with a single as he falls behind. It's 0-1. That was something we heard more of in the first 6 innings for Larson. In the 7th, he was following behind batters as this is hit right back up the middle and down for a base hit for Peterson. Peterson gets aboard with a leadoff single here for the Haymakers, and now it goes to Grayson Lewis. And for the Haymakers, you got Rylan Boder on the on-deck circle. So right now for the Haymakers, we'll see what they do with Grayson Lewis. Pick play, trying to see if Grayson would maybe give his particular tell at the plate if he's bunting or if they're going to allow him to swing away here against Ben Larson. Larson 3 walks and a strikeout, 3 runs against, all earned. Here's the pitch. This is going to be a bunt. Nice bunt on the way by Lewis that's barehanded by the catcher. Beck will throw it to Remick in time for the out. Sacrifice bunt by Lewis, and the go-ahead run now in scoring position here for the Haymakers. So Peterson at second. Boder will have his first hit of the opportunity here this evening. As we'll see it here for the pitcher. Big swing for Boulder. It's 0-1. And following him, it'll be Kozowski due up next as he came in and got a base knock in the 7th as well. Here's the 0-1. That'll work the zone. It's now 1 ball and 1 strike. Devils Lake, no matter what happens, will be coming up again bottom half of the 8th. Remick, Heilman, and Brodina due up bottom half of the lineup, 6, 7, and 8. Here's the 1-1. Just off the zone now, 2-1. 1 down, top of the 8th inning, runner at second base. Here with Peterson. That'll work low. Now 3-1 to Boder. So far today, Kindred has won. The Fargo Jets have won. Who's going to join them in day 3? Here's the 3-1. Up high, Boder earns a walk. 4th free pass for Ben Larson in the game. Runners at first and second now as we start to see Jeff Carpenter come out, and this might be it for Ben Larson. So we're going to make just a quick meeting on the mound. We'll find out if Carpenter takes the ball from Ben, as he's having a conversation with him right now, does take the ball from him, and it looks like we will have a pitching change. We'll let you know about it next when we return here in Casselton.
Accounting needs you may have, Todd Our World Certified Public Accountant has you covered. From income tax planning, preparation, and consulting for individuals and businesses. Todd Wold CPA would like to wish the best to the teams competing and thank the coaches and players for their hard work and dedication throughout the season on and off the field, as anything can happen every night at the Diamond. For more information, go online to wold-cpa.com. That's wold-cpa.com.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
As we come back here on YourLiveEvent.com, Everson stands now at first base, courtesy running for the pitcher, Boder. Then you have the second base runner here in Keegan Peterson. One down. Here's the switch. Max Palmer will go from second base to the mound, while the pitcher in Larson will go from the mound to second base. Ben, 7 1/3 of 8 hit baseball. Mind you, 6 of those 8 hits coming after the 6th inning. 3 runs, he's on the hook for both. 4 walks and 1 strikeout. Pitching change brought to you in part by Kindred Storage. Go to 428-3121 in Kindred. Now this one just keeps getting better as it gets a little older here tonight. A game that started back at 6:03 here this evening. Been about nearly 8 hours of straight baseball here at the Ball Yard here in Casselton. As you see Kozowski, he will take a strike. It's 0-1. Kozowski was able to get a base hit, able to get a run scored. Loaded the bases up in the 7th inning, trying to see if he can do the same thing and shoot one to left as he did before. Here's the 0-1 pitch, breaking ball. Kozowski hits it in the air to center. Olsen will get there. The bluff throw, or the bluff tank that is, the throw by Olsen was on a line to Brodina, and Kozowski's retired on the fly out as there's 2 down. Out of Brody Kegley. Kegley has hit himself a nice tournament so far in the bottom of the lineup, as Kegley has gone so far in this tournament 4 of 9 with 2 runs scored and a run driven in here for Kegley here in 3 games in Casselton. Max Palmer throws a strike. It's now going to be 0-1. Peterson at second. Everson stands at first. Here's the 0-1 pitch. This will run in and hit him. So Kegley will be hit by a pitch. And the bases are full of haymakers here in the 8th. Now it goes to Jack Everson. Will Everson at second. Peterson at third, and Kegley again stands at first. The go-ahead run for Casselton 90 feet away. The Haymakers have yet to have a lead here tonight. First pitch, swinging is hit in the air to left center field and down for a base hit. 1 run's going to come in to score, and Jack Everson with the go-ahead RBI single plates Peterson. Haymakers 4, Storm 3. As Will Everson goes to third base, Kegley goes to second. Jack Everson with the single. His second run driven into the game. And now all of a sudden it's a 4-3 lead for the Haymakers with Logan Broughton. First pitch swinging for Broughton, hits one up the third base line, and this will go to Brodina to retire the side. 5 unassisted, but a run does come across here for the Haymakers in the inning. Off of 2 hits, there were no errors and 3 runners left on base. So now you have in this one 8 of the last 11, or 8 of 10 runners have been stranded in scoring position. We're back with more as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's Casselton 4, Devils Lake 3 on YourLiveEvent.com.
Year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the 3-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. How did your planting season go this year? Are you looking to make improvements for next year instead of breaking the bank on a whole new planter? Get the best price of the year on upgrades for your planter from Agassiz Precision Ag this summer. Get $50 back per roll per product for some of our best-selling solutions. Make the precision decision for your planter this summer. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 or visit planterdoc.com for more information.
Bottom of the 8th inning, we go. Remick, Heilman, and Brodina here going up against Ryland Boulder. And for the first time tonight, Devils Lake is trailing. And for the first time in the tournament, Devils Lake is trailing. First pitch swinging. This one will be hit in the air to right. Osmondstead is there for the out, and there's one down. One pitch, one down as it goes to Will Heilman. Prior to the 3 runs in the 7th inning, you tallied up for Devils Lake 5 innings of shutout baseball in the first game, 7 in game number 2. Then you add the 6 on top of that. It was 18 innings of shutout baseball. As this one is popped up, Peterson gives chase in front of the Devils Lake dugout, and he makes the catch. Oh, what a play by Peterson. He stopped, he popped, and he caught. 2 down here in the 8th inning. 2 down. Again, 18 innings of shutout baseball by Devils Lake in consecutive order until 3 runs in the 7th for the Haymakers. Storm are down to their final out here of this one. There's a strike to Brodina. Brodina's put the ball in play all 3 times and hit 2 of them pretty hard. 1 of 3 with a single. But the Storm all of a sudden now are down to their final out. Brodina hits one on the ground. This one gloved by the third baseman. Peterson fires across in time, and the Haymakers complete the comeback. It's a final in 8 innings. The Haymakers 4, the Storm 3. In a game that finishes in 1 hour and 45 minutes. Casselton with the win, 4 runs on 9 hits, 3 errors. They left 10 runners on for Devils Lake. 3 runs, 8 hits, no errors. As Devils Lake in this contest would have 8 runners left on base. Your final in 8 here, Casselton 4, Devils Lake 3. So here's the bracket for tomorrow as we head to our Casselton Lumber post-game show. Final in 8, Casselton 4, Devils Lake 3. Casselton will play the Jets tomorrow at 5:30. While you'll have Devils Lake going up against Kindred tomorrow at 3 o'clock. We're back with more after this here on your liveevent.com.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career, doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
At Casselton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Casselton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Casselton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471.
Oh, what a ball game here today on your liveevent.com as the Haymakers come back. Simply put, Ben Larson was dealing through 6 innings, just 2 hits against him in that span. Left 4 runners on, and then all of a sudden Casselton erupted in the 7th inning for 5 hits, 3 runs. They left the bases loaded in the 7th and the 8th inning as well. But they did get the go-ahead and game-winning run by Jack Everson to make it 4-3. He drives in 2 here today for the Haymakers as the Haymakers come back and defeat Devils Lake. Ben Larson was sensational, but also equally good was Keegan Peterson keeping his team in it in 6 1/3 innings of work, 8 hits, 3 runs, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. Then Boulder comes up, 5 batters up and 5 batters down in relief. on our Casselton Lumber post-game show. As we come back now to our Agassi feature precision egg of the contest, it's the third inning. Casselton just couldn't get much going against Ben Larson, but all of a sudden they had 1-0 counts and 2-0 counts, and they made the most of them, and some timely moves by the coaching staff as well, as they brought some different faces in. Keegan Peterson with a single, a line drive shot by Grayson Lewis. From there, able to bring up to the plate Nelson, he got a base hit. You got Kozowski, he got a base hit. Kangley, he got the first run driven in of the contest. Jack Everson with an RBI single to make it 3-2. Then Logan Broughton tied the game up on a sacrifice fly following that to tie it up at 3 apiece. That was the difference in this contest, and also really good pitching performance by Rylan Broder to come out and get 5 batters in a row here for Casselton. That is our Agassi Precision Egg play of the game. Your feature precision planting dealer. Go to Agassi Precision Egg website at planterdoc.com. That's planterdoc.com. As we continue with more on our Casselton Lumber post-game show, Casselton 4 runs, 9 hits, 3 errors, 10 runners left on base, while 3 runners, 8 hits, no errors, and 8 runners left on base here in this contest. So with the win, Ryan Boder will pick up the win here for Casselton. They pick up their 19th of the season. Devils Lake will drop to 29-10. And here are the matchups again tomorrow. The Jets will face Casselton at 5:30. Casselton at 3-0. The Jets at 2-1. And then it'll be essentially an elimination game tomorrow between Kindred and Devils Lake at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. From there, the championship would start at noon on Monday, and if championship game 2 is needed after that, that would be following at around 2 o'clock. We'll take a quick break, and we come back after this. We'll hear from the man who delivered a couple of large base hits here for Casselton. That is Jack Everson around the corner. That's coming up next on our Casselton Lumber post-game show. Call 701-347-4471 to get in touch with Casselton Lumber.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
As we come back on our post-game show, we'll have Jack Everson just slide in a little bit that way, as this interview brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank. Never give up attitude, Jack. You know, it's all of a sudden you got an opponent there in Ben Larson that's stealing. He just gives up 2 hits through 6 innings. Devils Lake had 18 straight innings where they have yet to give up a run here in the state tournament. What kept you guys faith going into that final 7th inning or the 7th inning with your final 3 outs at the time to know that, hey, we can still find a way if we put some quality at-bats together?
Yes, sir. No, dude's a talented pitcher out there. He was hard to go against, but Brody got on, or I think Carver got on. Nice clutch base hit. Brody got over. You knew Logan was going to hit me in, so I had to do my best to get on, or hit me over, I should say. You know, they're all clutch. That's all I got, I guess.
Yeah, you're able to get the base run driven, and you mentioned Brody got the first run. Yourself got the second. When you got that second run coming up there, what's kind of going through your mind at that point with bases still loaded with just 1 out here in the inning when Logan comes up and gets that sacrifice fly?
Yes, sir. Just got to lock in, I guess. You know, Logan's the man. He's been clutch all year for us, so just get on for him, let him hit us over, I guess.
Let's talk about two particular pitchers here in your own right. Keegan Peterson had to match a really good performance by Ben Larson. 6 1/3, 8 hits, 3 runs. There was a couple errors in that first inning that gave up a run, but then you guys were able to come back in this one. What did you see from Keegan, and also then Ryland, who came up and saw 5 batters and retired all 5 of them in the 7th and the 8th?
Yeah, of course. Keegan's a man. Keegan's been our ace second pitcher all year. You know he's going to put it across the plate. He's going to challenge every batter he's got. Ryland's just a good man. You know, he's going to do his job. He knows his role. He comes in, shuts the door, and I don't know, it's just awesome.
Well, I got 2 more questions for you. What does it mean in an atmosphere like this to go 3-0 at state? You're in the driver's seat now moving forward for the rest of the tournament.
Yes, it's awesome. The community is great. They show out every time. On our home field, it's obviously a major advantage playing on the turf, and I don't know, just couldn't be more excited to do it in our hometown.
Last thing I got to ask, the 8th inning, you get that go-ahead run. Just take us what's kind of going through your mind in the 8th inning once you come up to the plate to try to put one in play and see if you can get that, go-ahead run there in the 8th.
Just got to lock in. Going up there, got to lock in. Hadn't been doing how I wanted to earlier in the game. Just had to do what I can for the team, I guess, put something in play.
Able to do so. Jack, we'll
Yes,
let
sir.
you enjoy it. Congratulations.
Thank
We'll
you very
see
much.
you tomorrow.
Thank you.
And again, Jack Everson with us here on our post-game show. That interview brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank. We'll continue with more after this here in Casselton.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
As we come back here on our post-game show, quite frankly, if you're Devils Lake, you might feel a little snake-bitten in this game. As we alluded to, 18 innings from Thursday, yesterday, and today of 0 runs coming across the board. They give up 3 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th. They scored 1 in the 1st. They scored 2 in the 3rd, but no more after that as Casselton moves on, and they will be in the driver's seat at 3-0. Everybody else that's remaining, the Jets, Devils Lake, and Kindred are 2-1 as it stands entering play tomorrow. Casselton is 3-0, and because of that, pretty much puts themselves in the driver's seat to make the championship, even with the loss to the Jets. With Kindred, Devils Lake, and the Jets, you start going through, and there's going to be some stuff to figure out as we go through tomorrow. But first things first, Devils Lake and Kindred will become an elimination game starting at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. If Casselton beats the Jets, then the winner of Kindred Devils Lake would play in the championship against Casselton. That's the easiest way before we talk about multiple teams that have one loss. So in this one, final numbers look like this. Everson goes 2 of 5 at the plate with 2 RBI. Logan Broughton able to find a nice sacrifice fly. He gets on base one time. He goes 1 of 4 at the plate. Carter Maggio with a walk and intentional walk goes 0 for 2. Osman Stott goes 1 of 4 at the plate. Keegan Peterson goes 2 base hits, 2 singles, 2 runs scored as well. And Grayson Lewis goes 0 for 3 with a sac bunt. Bryce Mueller in this contest with a single here in this one. Able to have Everson come on as well and earn a walk. And then Nelson comes in and scores for Mueller in the 7th inning, as you're able to see Bryce go 1 of 3. Eden Thummel goes 0 for 1 with a sacrifice bunt. Kozowski goes 1 of 2 with a run scored. Kegley in this contest would go 1 of 3 with a hit by pitch. Max Palmer goes 0 for 4. Olson in this game goes 2 for 4 with a run scored. Mason Palmer with a run driven in. He would go 1 of 3 at the plate. Trayson Beck ends up going 1 of 4. Make that 1 of 3 at the plate with a run scored by Weiberg as a courtesy runner. Rainsbury goes 1 of 3 with a triple and a run driven in. Hunter Remick goes 0 for 4. Heilman goes 1 of 4. Bembrodina goes 1 of 4. And Tripke goes 0 for 3 here today in this one. With the win, Casselton, again, will play at 5:30 tomorrow against the Jets. Devils Lake will play against Kindred at 3 o'clock in an elimination contest. Earlier today, the Jets and Valley City 6-4 in 11 innings. The Jets pick up the win. Kindred 8-2 over the Bismarck Senators. And here in 8, Casselton 4, Devils Lake 3. That does it for our post-game show, brought to you in part by Casselton Lumber. Thanks so much for tuning in to our broadcast here, and join us for 2 more games of rousing baseball tomorrow at 3 o'clock here in Casselton and also on YourLiveEvent.com. I'm Chase Miller. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday night.